Hi everyone, my name is Scott and I'm the Youth Services Librarian at Ellesmere Library. This is my first video in a series of instructional videos to help everyone stay connected and entertained. This is a video walkthrough of how to create a simple program in Scratch. If you're not familiar with Scratch, it is a free coding website used by beginners and experts at schools, libraries, and elsewhere. Here in Newcastle County, many of our libraries have coding programs, so be on the lookout for those when we reopen to the public. For this video, I used a book from the Ellesmere Library called Coding Projects in Scratch, a step-by-step visual guide to coding your own animations, games, simulations, and more. I'll post additional resources in the comment sections on how to find ebooks and other coding resources. Let's get started. So here is the Scratch website. Up here is scratch.mit.edu. That's what you can plug in to find this website. It does require you, if you would like, to create a free login using an email and password. So I'm not going to explore the site too much. It's just going to be a very sort of a brief, quick little walkthrough video on how to create this program. So as you can see, here's my name and login. I'm going to go ahead and drop down arrow to my stuff. So these are some projects. We're going to be doing this Dancing Tigers program. I'm going to show you how to make that today. I'm going to go ahead and click on New Project. So here is our blank project. As you can see, we have this little cat here in the corner. In the book that I'm referring to in this Coding Projects in Scratch book from the Ellesmere Library, we'll be using page 34 as sort of our template. Which is called Dino Dance Party. And so we're gonna tweak it a little bit here and use different cats. So we're gonna do a cat or tiger dance party, if you will. And we're gonna have a special guest at the very end as part of our Catastic dance party. So first and foremost, we're going to start looking at this cat right here in the corner. We're going to add a couple friends as well to his party. So the first thing that we're going to do is this cat down here is selected, and over here are all of the blocks, the coding blocks. We're going to create a script, which is basically the instructions to tell the cat what to do. So the first thing we're going to do is click on Events, click on Space, and then click on Looks, and then click on Next Costume. So what this means is that when I hit the space bar, it's going to switch this costume in and out of its two positions. So what I mean by that is I'm going to go ahead and click on Costumes. And it has two different movements that it does. It has this one, and it has this one. So we go back to the code, and I'll click on spacebar. Let's see what happens. So I have to hit the spacebar each and every time for it to do what we want to do. Let me go ahead and just hit the stop button up here. To allow this movement to happen automatically, I'm going to take out this one right here, pop it there for now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and drag it over here, and it's going to disappear. Let's make this tiger automatically move by itself. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click on Control. We're going to drag over a forever block. Then we're going to go and click on Switch Costumes. And let's go ahead and add Switch Costume. I'm going to drag these in, and then I'll explain it after I finish. And then we're going to go ahead and put in Wait, Switch Costume, and Wait again. So here we have these two drop downs of Costume 1, Costume 2. I want to make this Costume 1. And this is Costume 2. What this means is that when I hit the space bar, it's going to switch between those two movements that you saw earlier in this costume section up here. in this section here, I can switch the wait time around depending on how slow or fast you want to make his movements. So I'm going to switch this over to 0.5. So it's going to be a pretty fast movement to kind of give an idea like he's actually dancing. But we need some friends, right? So actually, before we make some friends, let me go ahead and hit the space bar and I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see, he's automatically moving without me touching anything, and it's going to do this movement forever and ever until I tell it to stop, which is right now. So let's make some friends. Down here on the sprite one, we're going to go and right click on the mouse, duplicate, and duplicate. Now he's got two other friends to join this cat party or tiger party. All right. The next thing that you'll notice is this white background is pretty boring to have a dance party in. So we gotta liven that up a little bit. So I'm gonna go down here, choose a backdrop. I'm gonna go up to search. Search bar over here. Go ahead and click on it and then type in spot for spotlight. And that's gonna create this awesome background. And you can move these little tigers or cats any way you like, just like so. We're going to reposition these a little bit later in the video. I can show you what that's going to look like. Now, clicking on backdrop, we have this blank space over here to create code specifically for this backdrop, which will also include music, which is incredibly important. But before we add the music, we're going to change the background color. So if you see this bluish color right here, I'm going to add in code that will allow the backdrop to change colors automatically during the song. So to do this, I am going to send over spacebar, a forever block. Then we're going to go to look, change color, pop that right in there. And then we're also going to change in the wait function as well. Whoops. Just like so. Okay. Whoops, let me go back. Okay. We're going to change this to 5 seconds. You can change it different lengths sometimes. Depends on what you like. But let me hit the space bar. I'll show you what that looks like. So you can see it's changing color. And we're going to keep this at 25 as this color number that's provided in the book as the suggested number to use. Now, with this backdrop here, we also need some music, and this is where we can use the sound functions to add some background music. So I'm going to go back up again to when space key is pressed. Again, another forever loop. And before we can actually add any sounds into our blocks here, we have to go up to the sound options right up here. Go down here to the magnifying glass for a search, and we're going to go ahead and click in there and type in dance. You should be able to hear a little taste of it if you hover over the play. We'll go ahead and click it. So now we have this pop, which is a standard one that always comes with your program, and then dance around. We'll go back to click code. Now we have this option to insert some sounds. So I'm going to go up to sound, and I'm going to drag over play, dance around until done. Let me go ahead and hit the space bar. I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so we could leave it at that and just have the 3 tigers or cats across the line doing their thing, and that'd be a fun little project to do at home. But let's take it a few steps further. and really tweak it a little bit. So the first thing I want to do, and bear with me, I have another computer up where I have the final product. Just want to make sure I have all the numbers lined up perfectly here. So the first thing I need to do is that I'm going to adjust this size. So we have this cat here, sprite 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to take sprite 1, change the size right here to 50, and I'm going to pop him right on top of the speaker, just like that. Sprite 2 right here, I'm going to keep right in the middle, and we're going to keep him just like that. I'll show you what we're going to do with him. He's going to have some fun. Sprite 3, go ahead and change this to 50 as well, and drag him up here. As you can see, he's facing the wrong way, so we got to figure that out. We'll go ahead and click on direction. We're going to move this to left, right, and I'm going to rotate this just like that to get it about to 90, give or take. You can also type it in automatically as well. Hit enter. There you go. Let me hit the spacebar to get a refresh here. Perfect. Sprite 2 is in the middle. We're going to have this little tiger go back and forth across the stage, which is pretty cool. So what we're going to need to do with that is drag over the spacebar again, the forever loop. We're going to have him move steps, and then if it's on an edge, he's going to bounce back. We're going to change this to 3 steps, just like the book says. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. Hit the spacebar. As you can see, he did a backflip, which is not what we want. That's not the ideal situation there. So we're going to have to make an adjustment there. So with Sprite 2 highlight, we're going to click on direction. And we're going to click on this left, right. So that should fix it for us. We're going to keep it just like that. Let's hit spacebar one more time and try that. Perfect. So again, we could keep it just like this. This is a really cute little video of tigers or cats dancing. I think it's a lot of fun. But I feel like we can go just one more step further and invite in a true legend, a king, if you will. His name is Joe Exotic. He's the Tiger King. Probably have heard of him. So we're going to go ahead and add him into this program. Again, this is an extra step, not necessary, but it's kind of fun. So I'm going to go down here to this bottom and go all the way up to Upload Sprite. And I have a picture right here of Joe and a tiger. So it's quite a large photo, so we're going to have to adjust the size here. In the program that I made earlier, let me double check the size that I made. Yeah, so I'm going to adjust this to 25. And just like that. Let me move this guy over just a little bit so we can see what we're working with here. Now down here you can see this is the x-axis and the y-axis of your entire program here. And I have an exact measurements that I want to use. So for this, 11 and -38. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to have Joe Exotic. He's going to glide here. He's going to glide over here. He's going to glide back to his platform while the music is going. Because I feel like he's a larger than life figure, and I feel like he can fly if he really wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the Joe Exotic figure here. This is a blank canvas to add the coding instructions to tell him what to do and when to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is set up the glide function. So I'm going to go up again how we've done it before. when space key is pressed, and then we're going to go down and make sure the forever block is inserted here. And he's going to glide. So I'm going to throw in a few things, and then I'll explain exactly what it's going to look like. So let me go ahead and just drag over a few things, and I'll explain in just a second. So we're going to do glide, wait, glide, wait, and then one more. He's going to go glide to a particular location, which is this 11, -38. I'm going to go ahead and actually add in another wait here. My original program that I made earlier today as a test run, I didn't put in this third wait. So what this does, I'm going to change all of these to 2 for the glide. That means it's going to take him 2 seconds to glide from this position to here, which is sprite 1. And then he's going to glide across the stage this way to sprite number 3. And then he's going to glide back to his home position right here at this 11, -38 on the axis here. These seconds right here, this wait time, is he's going to be sitting there waiting for 1 second until he moves. So let me hit the space bar and let's see what that does. So as you can see, he was gliding all over the place as larger-than-life Tiger Wrangler. The next thing I want to add, which is kind of an extra little thing you can always do with these programs, is once the program stops, you can see that he's sort of hovering not really over this platform where he should be. So I'm going to add in an extra script here that says once the program stops, if I click him, it'll automatically send him back to his home position. So it will start the right way every single time. So I'm going to go ahead and click on when this sprite is clicked, and then motion. We're going to go right back to his home position, which I need to change here. It's 11, -38. Let's make sure that works for us. I'm going to hit the stop key. Now, in the background, this whole area here, I'm going to go ahead and click here, and it goes directly back to the program, the starting point. You could also do this for this guy here as well, but I'm not as concerned about that one. So this is our first installment of how to make a very, very simple, very fun Scratch video, tied it in with some pop culture references for good measure. But definitely come back to our Facebook page for some other instructional videos just like this. We're going to cover a wide range of things, such as some of our electronic resources, databases, ebooks, things like that. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to make this full screen, and Joe Exotic is going to send us all out. Here we go. Alrighty. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.